things? You got anything to recall out of that, or
Do
do you remember anything about Chris or
Well,
Toots or any of the brothers there? And
of course, I
Chris, I
remember
guess.
them, first of all, when they had the dance pavilion, because, see, I never knew that there was a Barnes, Kansas. I lived at Cleburne. It went under the Tuttle Creek. But anyway, somebody says, where is Cleburne, and your high school? And I says, under Tuttle Creek.
Yeah,
And so
Dad's told me
anyway,
about that.
it so happened that when I went to high school, I first started at Blue Rapids, and I met a girl there, and she wanted me to come and go with her to the Barnes Carnival, which was supposed to be very important. And I told her, I don't even know where Barnes is. So she said, come up to, and she lived on a farm too. So I got up there, and we went to Barnes, to the carnival. And so she and I were walking around and looking at things like a carnival has. And we met two guys, and one of them was Bud, and one was another friend of his. And she introduced us to them.
This was your first meeting of Bud?
Yeah. And so the funny thing was, they wanted to know what we were going to be doing, and we told them that we came so we could go over to the dance, and they were going to have a big outside dance pavilion there. And so they said there's a better dance at Lynn, Kansas than there is here, and said, so why don't you just come and go with us? Okay, we finally decided maybe we'd go to Lynn and see what their dance was like, and I'd never met them, but she knew them. So, okay, we got in the car. Bud said he believed he'd run in and get a package of gum and something. So, okay, he did. Well, while we were stopped there, I saw her boyfriend and mine that we would sit in our other high school, that her boyfriend was the drummer of the band, and my boyfriend was the singer of the band. And so I said, I'm not going to Lynn. And it made Bud very unhappy. I think he would have just as soon. I never got in the car in the first place, because I got out and he didn't like it. So we went to the dance then, she and I did, thinking they maybe went to Lynn. Well, while we were dancing, we had a lot of good time there dancing. Why, I saw him dancing, and all I did was on his shoulder, hello. And next thing I knew, he came to ask me to dance. Okay, golly, he danced good. I just loved to dance with him. So what we did then, we danced several times, and of course, we didn't go home with them or anything, because we were going home while we got there. So anyway, he said, I'd like to take you to the Marshall County Fair at Blue Rapids when they have that, and there's a good dance there too. So okay, we planned that date. Well, that's in September. And this would have been August when I met him. September, we went to the dance, and it was the last part of September. Then in November, he came to see me, and my folks were going to go to have Thanksgiving dinner with my aunt and her family. I asked him if he'd like to go, and he said, yeah, he would. So as going over there, he said, see, his mother had died, and so just he and his dad were living alone. So, and he wanted to farm and probably needed to cook. So anyway, he said, why don't we just get married? And so when the folks got home then, of course, I went with him over to this aunt's for dinner. When they got home, why, he said to the folks that we would like to get married. And my mother said, oh, no way, she's too young. And so she wanted me to go to nurses training instead. And so, which would have been maybe a better idea, but I didn't think so, and I won't change my mind. So anyway, we did. You know what? We had 12 dates. And I didn't know his family. I didn't know anybody out there hardly. So we moved right in next to Chris and Yuli, so I knew them then. And I got along real good with the family.
Yeah.
But,
So you hadn't known you'd only dated 12 times.
not just 12
And
times.
so you don't, how many weeks was that? Or months?
Well, it went from, it was the last of August is when I went with him to,
You got
or
married,
went to that
married in
Barnes Farm.
32. You got married in 32.
Yeah,
So you got married in
in December.
December, so from August to December.
Yeah,
4 months.
okay.
Well, that almost beats me and my wife's record. Or that does beat me and my wife's record. We only knew each other from, like, I think June. 7 months.
Well,
I know, huh?
You know, it was what I was so, just did what I wanted. I was a farmer's wife, and I wanted children, and I got what I wanted.
And so you kind of, that dance hall of, the one with the band with your boyfriend and their 2 boyfriends,
Yeah.
that was Chris's dance hall?
No.
Okay,
no,
that
it
was the
over
one
in Barnes.
in Barnes. Okay.
And now the one that we went to dances
Well, Chris
to,
had one.
yeah, because it wasn't very far from our place. That I could hear the music
Oh.
at night.
And that was at Barnes, though.
No, it was out in the country. It was right.
Right, but I mean, what I mean is, it was near Barnes. Near
Yes.
Barnes was its near city, is what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah, it was out in the country.
And but people came from. We had a big wedding dance, that biggest dance they'd ever had there, and we had a big orchestra that came from Nebraska to play for that.
For your wedding, or
For our wedding dance.
So your wedding dance was at Chris's
At their pavilion.
dance pavilion.
Mm-hmm. And
Huh.
but the funny part was that my mother and dad got married in Marysville, and they didn't have a wedding, a big wedding. They were married by the probate judge, and that was the first year he was in office. Okay, so the year that Bud and I went up there, and we had my girlfriend, and he had a young fellow that was with him, and we went up to Marysville. We went to the same probate judge, and it was his last year in office, and he married us then. So it was kind of just a kind of a funny little story there that we had the same judge, my mom and dad, as I had. So
So you lived near Chris and Yuli?